Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast, where I give you practical Stoic advice for modern times. You can support the show by going to patreon.com/Simon Drew. I also do one-on-one mindset coaching, and you can book in your first free consultation by going to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching. On Facebook, you can join my group, the Practical Stoic Mastermind. But for now, enjoy this episode. Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast. Today, more than ever, it seems like everybody is offended by something. In fact, I could probably prove that statement if I could just show you all of the people who would be offended by that sentence alone. We live in a very interesting time where there are people over here being offended by what this person did, and then there are people over there getting offended because those other people are offended. You know, someone wears a dress and then all hell breaks loose, and then some group of people wants to get married and all of a sudden it's Armageddon. What are we supposed to do in a world where the masses are so concerned with what other people say and do? Well, let's take a look at some wise words from the Stoics and see if we can find the solution. First, Marcus Aurelius says the following, quote, "Take away thy opinion, and then there is taken away the complaint, I have been harmed. Take away the complaint, I have been harmed, and the harm is taken away." End quote. As I've discussed many times before, the Stoics taught that everything is opinion. What we see and what we experience in life is completely based on our own worldview. A classic example might be the fact that the United States is so clearly divided between left and right at the moment. And what's the factor that is creating this massive divide? It can't be intelligence, because there are incredibly intelligent people on both sides. It can't be wealth or status, because there are rich and poor people on both sides. It can't be gender, and it can't be race or sexual orientation. So what is it? It's the views and opinions held by those who claim to belong to the left or right. One believes abortion is right, the other believes that abortion is wrong. This is just one example of how it's the differing worldviews that separates the US at the moment. And what is a worldview other than an opinion? And now that we are sharing information so freely with the internet, it has become so much easier for people to be confronted by views and opinions that oppose their own. And so, what has this led to? An ocean of highly offended people. What Marcus Aurelius was saying in that quote that I just read was that if we remove the opinion, then we can remove our offense and hurt. I'll offer a quote from Epictetus to further clarify this point. He said, quote, "What is it to be insulted? Stand by a stone and insult it. What will you gain? And if you listen like a stone, what will be gained by the one who insults you? But if he has a stepping stone in the weakness of his victim, then he accomplishes something." End quote. So the reason why we become offended in the first place is because we have the opinion that what this person says or does is offensive. And you know, many people get stuck at this point and they say, well, I wouldn't want to be like a rock, having no opinions or feelings. There are important issues to debate and there are serious challenges in the world right now. And if you said that, then you'd be right. Of course, we should have our own stance on the biggest issues of our day. If you find yourself being interested in a certain problem, of course I would encourage you to seek the solution and to share your views with others. But you must also recognize that those very opinions you hold are also going to be the avenues by which people will offend you, intentionally or not. And I say intentionally or not because whether or not they offend you is completely up to you and your opinions about what is offensive. And if you choose to not be offended, then the person doing the insult, intentionally or not, has gained nothing, so you win. So recognize this and build a character and fortitude so strong that nothing anyone else says can harm you. And this moves me to my next quote, which comes from Marcus Aurelius. He said, quote, "Someone will disdain me? That is his concern. My concern is that I not be found doing or saying anything worthy of disdain." End quote. This, in my opinion, is by far the greatest message that people who are highly offended should learn. What others do or say is none of your business. Your only concern should be, as Marcus Aurelius says, to not be found doing or saying anything worthy of disdain. Question your own beliefs. Question your opinions. Work on yourself and become the best person you can be. Develop your character, sharpen your mind with education. Take personal responsibility and learn to accept when you don't have the answers. If you're upset about a problem, don't stop there. Learn about it and seek the solutions. If you do all of these things, and if you decide that what other people say and do is none of your concern, then it will become so much easier to take no offense with what others say or do. Rely on yourself as much as possible, and realize that it is yourself and your opinions that are leading you to your offense. Remove those opinions of what is hurtful and what is not, and you'll be hurt no more. To end the episode, I'd like to share a quote from Seneca that will likely offend many of you who are easily offended, if you're still listening. He said, quote, "The success of an insult depends on the sensitivity and indignation of the victim." End quote. Be stronger. Be better. If you're hurt by something, ask yourself, why? Why am I hurt? Why does this need to annoy me? Why should I be so offended by what this person says or does? Realize that it is your opinions about this situation that are leading to this result. Change your opinions, and you change the result. I'll talk to you next time, but until then, I hope that this episode has helped you on your rise to the good life. Ciao. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Practical Stoic Podcast. I hope it's been valuable for you, and if you'd like to support the show, then you can go to patreon.com/Simon Drew. If you'd like to try mindset coaching with me, then you can book your first free consultation by going to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching. To join the community, just go to Facebook and search for the Practical Stoic Mastermind. The links to all of these places are included in the show notes, but for now, this is Simon Drew signing out.